Hello and welcome. My name is Vex, and today I have another Vograce review as my stuff from my manufacturer has come in, and I want to talk about some of the products. I will link direct links to these products down in the description, and later on in the video, we're going to talk about how I created the trading card game cards in Photoshop, because I think of all of the templates in Vograce's collection, that template has been the most challenging to deal with. So if you're wanting to make trading cards and having some issues, there will be timestamps for that. But let's talk about everything that I got in this order from Vograce. Okay, so first off, I got the larger size tote bag. They offer two different types of tote bags. One is like a thinner, more rectangular shape, and the other one is more square. And this is just like the flat color canvas, only print on one side. You can get print on double side, but I've never done tote bags before, so I wanted to see what the print quality was like and how much it was. I got the first like decent breakpoint. I got 16 of them, which was pretty nice. It's even got my brand at the bottom. I would say that if you're deciding to print things that are darker on it, try to lighten them up. As you can see in the very middle in the Underworld Saga, it's not meant to be that dark. It's supposed to be a little bit more gray. And you can barely make out the sort of rock texture in the Ithaca Saga area. So definitely on these, try to print a little bit lighter. Next up is a new product that they I think it released back in March. It's like one of the very new products. It's a wooden keychain that has hinges on it. So I've gone with a Death Note variety. You can pick any color and clasp that they have regularly for any keychain on the website. This one opens up. It hinges like a book. You can put the hinges kind of wherever you want. It recommends that you put 3 hinges on it. There's a couple different sizes you can pick from. I think there's one size smaller than this and like 2 sizes bigger than this. They just want, like, you know, as many hinges as possible to keep it safe, because otherwise, like, the wood is nice. It's like a synthetic wood, but it is quite thin. So you wouldn't want it like bending or breaking away from the hinges, but the actual hinge itself like keeps the keychain closed, which is really nice, and it has even like a satisfying snap when it does. Sure, this is ASMR time. But if you're interested, I might make a separate video on setting up the template that you would send them to make these, because it's a little counterintuitive. The long and short of it is that they treat each piece of wood as its own face. So like when you're making the template, you have to make like the front of this one and the back of this one. They're the same piece of wood, so you have to keep that in mind while designing the actual template that you send them. It's a little confusing. I made it in like one way and then realized halfway through that I messed up, so I had to change everything around, but it came out really well. And I think these lines are like 3 on like the paper on that side. The lines were like a 3-point stroke, so it prints pretty fine. And you can put the hole for the keychain anywhere you want. It's super nice, and I'm excited about these. I'm excited to make more. I want to make like some anime love locket type stuff. Okay, next we have the new sizing for lanyards. I like lanyards that are chunky. I don't know if this is the one for me though. So they just introduced 2-inch wide lanyards. This thing is huge. And it's 54 centimeters long. It is a gigantic. It's like Olympic finalists get their medals on lanyards like this. So it's not really one that you can wear comfortably. I mean, I guess you could, maybe if you had like a jacket or a collar over top of it or something. This is something that I'd like hang off of a pocket or something. It's honestly like kind of a decent material for like a bag strap. So maybe we should contact them and ask about making bag straps, just with like different clasps and stuff. I can't remember exactly. You might be able to see it on the listing website, but I'm pretty sure it was only one type of clasp. But they do offer 1/2 inch and 1 inch lanyards, the sort of like more typical lanyards, as well as, so this was, if I remember my conversions correctly, it's 1,400 millimeters when it's not cut in half. So like this is, they sew it in half here. There's a version that's 1,200 millimeters long. So it's like, instead of 54 centimeters or whatever, it's like, 36 or something like that, whatever the conversion is. So it's noticeably shorter. I think it's really nice. The print quality is really good. I would say, though, and I've had this back and forth a couple times with my rep at Vograce, when you want it to be something that has text on, both sides of the lanyard, so on 2 different straps, you have to make sure that the person who is your rep tells the person who is putting these together to do them the way that you correctly want them. So I had wanted to be able to wear these and have the words showcasing on the outside. So like somebody who's looking at me would be able to read these words like this. That is not how it came out. It gets like super like twisted if I try to make it that way. And it's simply just the direction that the piece of fabric was folded and then sewed. It has really nothing to do with the template, although the template could be an issue. So when you're making the template to send them for your lanyards, if it's not just a repeating pattern and you want it to come out a certain way, you've really got to communicate with them, and even maybe make a video or some kind of image and tell them, hey, the person who is physically putting these together and sewing them, just double check and make sure that it's the way that you want, because you don't want any kind of mishaps or having to order them again or anything like that. All right, next up we have some washi. So this is my first time ordering washi. And this is another one where their template is a little outdated. And if I'm being honest, it's not very intuitive. So I got 1.5 centimeters wide by 10 meters. So each roll lasts 10 meters, which is really nice. The quality is pretty good. It's pretty strong. And it sticks to mailers, so I use them on like mailers. It sticks to that pretty well, but it does come off kind of without, it doesn't tear or anything like that. It's a pretty decent washi paper. So I'll show you the designs that I got. It is slightly transparent as typical washi. So I got a green one for green mons, a blue one for blue ones, and a red one for red ones. I did have to reformat the template that I gave them for proofs. They're really good about being like, hey, you're outside of the margins, or hey, this isn't going to repeat very well. So if you wanted to repeat well, change it up. Or I was even offered a little bit of advice. So that was pretty nice. So I got those 3, and then I got this one was a bit interesting. So this is meant to be like a Greek motif of like a run-on thing, but it printed particularly dark. And it's not just because it's transparent and you see the layers below. It's this like darker orange, and I think because there's so much black on it, that the orange sort of got a little bit darker. So maybe this would be better as like a thicker washi tape. I think they go up to 2 inches now. I had wanted to do the holographic washi tape, but the minimum order quantity for those is 100. It's not like a low order quantity. And since I've never done washi tape, I didn't want to risk that. I got a couple more like fall related ones. Because I like fall time, we got like lattes and pumpkins and sweaters and stuff. They look really good when they're out of... So each of the washi tape rolls comes in its own like peelable plastic to keep it safe. You can order them with a sticker on top. You design the sticker, and it's like a circular sticker that they stick on every washi roll. It's an extra fee, but it'd be pretty nice, you know, if you plan on selling them or displaying them, you can have like your logo on them. And I don't know, they're really nice. I've been using them for about 2 weeks now on my online orders, and I've not heard any complaints yet. So I really like them. Okay, this one's a bit of a doozy. So I got a few more designs of my CD case, like sort of mock PlayStation 1 CD keychain charms. It's a pretty, I guess it's been around for like a year or so on the website, where it's just meant to look like a CD case. You can do kind of whatever design you want. You can have it be transparent so you can see the disc. The disc is removable so you can make different discs. My first iterations of them did pretty well, so I wanted to do just more. But here's the issue. I did 9 different designs, and the front designs are pretty different, but the back is like a set list of the like songs that are on the album, and all of the albums follow the same template, so they all kind of look the same. They all have different songs and different words on them, but they all kind of look the same. And while my proofs were right, the actual final product was not constructed right. It was as if, you know, they took the front and the back pieces and lined them all up, and then maybe like skipped one, and then all the rest got messed up. So the backs don't match the front, and it was a little disappointing. But I talked to my rep, and we confirmed like, hey, this is all of them. I ordered quite a number of them, and they got right away to printing more. They're as we're recording, they're printing more, and they should be here relatively soon. And as far as I'm aware, at no cost to me. It's just now I'm stuck with these ones that don't match. But we did have like a couple back and forths, like, hey, is this what it's meant to be? Check the proof again. Do this, do that. So definitely contact your rep if something ever goes wrong, because they're super friendly, and you know, they want to keep your business, so they're gonna want to work with you. Okay, so lastly we have the trading cards that I got. Just gonna rapid fire through these. They are the thin Japanese style. So like if you're familiar, they're as thin as like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They do have the raised foil, hollow foil, and this one has the UV foil. So I'll go over what this means, and I'll go over my templates in just a sec. The biggest thing though is keeping in mind, if you want to do raised foil, the very, very bottom text sort of just mushes together. And this was brought up to me by my rep. They stopped production and they were like, hey, the words are too small. Do you want to change them? And I was like, nope. This is just a test anyway. Thanks for letting me know. Just print them. Don't matter. So, if you're printing trading cards and you want the raised foil texture, make sure that the words are big enough. The other big thing is the entire card is foil. And when you're making the template, which we'll go over, you have to specify which parts you don't want foil, which is a little bit backwards. And I think it's because of their printing process. This is one that I had made a little while ago. You can kind of see the blood splatter at the top corner is a little bit shinier. That's what the UV raised foil is. So there's the cold foil, which is the words, and then the UV foil, which is different. Same thing on this Elden Ring one. The border around the outside is raised foil. The ring on the inside is UV raised foil. And then, of course, each card has a back. And you can design it to be whatever you want. Okay, so let's take a look at the templates. Okay, here's the back of 3 of the ones. This is made specifically for the cards that are thinner, like the Yu-Gi-Oh style. It's its own template. You can see it here. It's designed for this sort of aspect ratio. So as long as you follow the directions on here, easy peasy, just keep everything within the lines. Nothing crazy there. You just create your image, and I put mine always into like one layer, just so it's like way easier on them to decide like what is actually needed to be printed. So this is the juice. So this is where things get a little bit more tough. So down here I have the art that I want printed. So keep in mind, the cards that I have printed were not for sale. So this is not my art. These are just for testing. I want to make that clear. Make sure you use your own art. So I put the design at the very, very bottom. If you see the template is the same. It's its own aspect ratio. It's got directions on it. Keep everything inside the green line that you don't want potentially cut off. Easy peasy. So I've made the entire design as big as the card because I didn't want a border. So if you notice, on the Elden Ring one, there's no border. On the red one, there is a border. So if you want a border, put a border around it. Just make sure it's within the cut line so you can see the border. Here's where things get a little bit more tough. So white ink is... I'm not going to be able to show it on camera. But I put a white layer over top of the entire design of areas that I didn't want to be foil. Like a traditional hollow foil. Because I wanted it to have sort of like a matte appearance. And it achieved that. They achieved that. And it feels kind of matte as well. So if you want, let's say you wanted the entire thing foil, just don't have a white ink layer. Or if you wanted to keep everything but maybe the Elden Ring thing in the middle, you would make a white layer that is on top of all of the art except for what you want foil. And that's kind of where these templates that they give you are a little bit tricky. So if you can kind of see in this template, their white ink layer is covering the character and the words. So when this card is finished, everything except for the character and the words is going to be hollow foil. So they don't really do a good job of explaining that. So we put the white ink over it. Then we have the UV layer. So this is what I wanted. So I had actually messed up here. I had to fix this. So the UV is the raised foil bit in the middle. So I just copied the Elden Ring like thing, the symbol, because I wanted it to be raised up a little bit, and I wanted it to stand out because I opted to not exclude it from the white ink layer, if that makes sense. I wanted it to be a little bit more flashy, and sure enough, it comes out like that. When you're looking at it in most lights, you can see that it's different and raised and foil and whatnot. And then the cold foil is the layer that you want to be the raised foil of whatever color. On the website, there is a bunch of different colors that you can choose from. I think there's like 8 or 9. When you're naming the file, you have to name that layer the color that you want. So I have here the cold foil is silver, and on this side the cold foil is gold. But that, I don't think, honestly, I don't think the ordering of the layers matters as long as you name them properly. So let's move on to this one. This one's much of the same. The design layer. I was actually told that because the black is so dark that pretty much no matter what, there's not really going to be a foil. But I did the same thing again where I wanted it matte, so I put the white ink layer over the whole thing. I made the blood splatter UV, which I showcased a little bit before. It's raised and you can kind of feel it's textured. And the cold foil, which you can't see, you can kind of see it here, is just the text from the design layer duplicated because I wanted the text of the card to be raised foil. So it's pretty simple, and then I just named it bright silver because that's the color that I wanted the raised foil to be. I will say when you're layering the cold foil and the UV, the cold foil like takes some hits. You can kind of see I'm not going to be able to show this on camera. You can kind of see like the dots of the blood splatter have warped and almost chipped the raised foil. So you just gotta kind of be careful about how you layer things in your design, because it, like from far away, it kind of looks like somebody just chipped it, but it's where the UV foil is. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. If you want me to go over any more templates and things that I use, this one specifically was the like larger card. It's a little bit wider. I can't really see it. It's a little bit wider. It's like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon card size. If you want me to go over different templates that I use or try to delve into some issues you might have, just shoot me a message. I'm always on Discord and looking at my YouTube notifications. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating these things. I can't wait until con season starts so I can try and sell these things because I think they're great, but we'll see if anybody else thinks they're great. And I hope this was helpful to you. I know there's not a whole lot of like updated Vograce videos on YouTube. I still use them as my primary manufacturer. I've also got a ton more stuff from them on the way. And I actually just placed a like a very, very large sticker order. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. If you'd like to see more from me about Vograce and other things that I'm up to, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I hope everybody has a good night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!